Hi there. So Sandy, whose base I'm standing at the moment, has been complaining in recent streams of a lack of anvils. The digs towards me have not gone unnoticed, so I have a few anvils that I'm going to return to her, so she'll never be short of anvils again. Okay, that should just about do it. She'll never be wanting anvils. Okay, right, the plan now, popping shaders back on because it's so pretty. The plan now is we're going to build ourselves a nuclear fission reactor. Now this is going to be built a little bit away from my base. I'm sure you're aware of the inherent dangers of splitting the atom. I'm not going to go into the science, but I think a safe distance is probably a good idea. And so we're actually entering territory that is actually outside the perimeter fence, which is something I have not done in a while. But better safe than sorry. So we'll do it the other side of this wall here, the other side of this nuclear fission fuel factory in here. So we'll need to do a little pipeline out of this building here and probably on the end up here. So first of all, we need to build a reactor. Again, as always with these sorts of things, I'm learning as I go along, so please don't treat this as a tutorial. I think the main thing is I'll give you some basic instructions and hopefully you'll be able to figure the rest out yourself. But first of all, let's just explain the basics. So we have fissile fuel. This is radioactive fuel. So I'm explaining this according to the Mekanism mod way of doing things. I don't know how scientifically accurate it is or not, but pay attention. Science class, number 1. Mekanism science class. You need fissile fuel. You need to put that in a reactor. A reactor is a multi-block mechanism contraption, for the want of a better phrase. You then need to pump water into that reactor. It will then, you turn it on, and the fissile fuel in the control rods will go into the water. They will heat the water up. It will raise the temperature of the water. The water then evaporates into steam. Once the reactor is built, you then need to pump the steam from the heated up water into a turbine rotary block thingy. It's another multi-block in the Mekanism mod. I told you I'm not an expert. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Basically, you need to spin the rotors around, the turbines around, and that will create power. Does that make sense? Probably not. But either way, we'll start building now. And the whole reason we're doing this is not for power. No, not for power. We're doing this for the waste, the spent nuclear waste, which we can turn into plutonium and polonium. And polonium is the whole reason why I'm going nuclear, because that is what you need to build the ultimate mechanism luxury, the vastly overpowered, or so I'm told, mecha suit. So, without further ado, let's start building a reactor. Okay, everything I need is, in fact, a lot more than I need, is in this backpack. There's a lot in here. This has taken a bit of a while to craft. Where should we put it? Should we put it... This space seems as good as any. Far away enough, I think, from the things that I don't want to explode. Of course, I'm just worst case scenario here. Lovejoy is actually a qualified physicist. He's done some sort of qualification in physics, so I might actually call on him when he joins online. At the moment, I'm the only person on the server, so I might actually call on him to help me out with the science, because I'm sure it's pretty accurate. Mekanism is a very involved mod, as I found out recently. Okay, I'm going to build the reactors furthest away. So this is where the fissile fuel needs to go in, so it needs to be in line with this building here. Okay, we have a 3x3 base. That's how you start your reactor multi-block off. Next thing we need to do is put some more reactor casing in the corner. You can fill the sides with reactor casing if you want, but I instead, I'm going to make it a little bit nicer to look at, and I'm going to pop some glass. This is special reactor glass that allows you to see inside the reactor. And in the middle, we are popping a fission fuel assembly, which I can only assume is where the fission fuel goes into. The fissile fuel from that building over there, and probably heats the water up above it. So we're going to keep building up. Same again with reactor glass on the sides. In the middle here, we pop a control rod assembly, which, if my Chernobyl knowledge is correct, is the thing that you raise up into the water, because these rods here are the things that heat the water. More fission reactor casings on the edge here, and then in the middle, I think we can put either glass or casing. Don't really matter, but as you can see there, that little animation means it is now a reactor multi-block, and we can now access the interface. As you can see, it's disabled. We're all good. Scram. Oh, that sounds bad. I'm not going to turn it on. Nothing would happen anyway because it has nothing inside it. That is pretty simple, isn't it? Pretty simple, quite small. It's not finished, and we need to do some ports and the like to actually get things in and out of it. But we will come back to that later, because the next thing we're going to build is a turbine, industrial turbine. So the first thing we need for that is turbine casing. I think this is actually going to be a much bigger build. We also have structural glass, which we'll use so we can look inside and you can see the turbine moving around. Turbine rotor is way more than we need. Auto crafting, I went a bit mad, and so I think, what else do we need? We need some, in fact, yeah, I've got it all here. So we need a coil, we need pressure dispersers, we'll get back to that, rotational complex, and a turbine vent, which looks very much like a pressure disperser. Should be all, certainly for the actual multi-block structure. Right, I'm going to build that in this gap here. So this is a bigger building, a bigger multi-block. It needs to be 5 by 5, the base. So it means it's handy to be close to the reactor. It doesn't have to be next to it. I mean, you just need more pipes, which I've got plenty of. So we're gonna, as with that one, put casing in the corner and glass. This time it's structural glass, not reactor glass. Very important. I would assume that's very important anyway. And we're going to keep building this up so that it actually looks it will be a lot higher than the reactor itself. So you can also vary the size. I'm just building the smallest possible size because less risk that way, I believe. And to be honest, I really don't know how much fissile fuel I'm going to need. I've not done this before. I'm just following some instructions. I've got 166 buckets of fissile fuel. So that sounds like a lot, but we'll see. So these need to be 7 blocks high. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we then just need to fill the gaps in to the second highest level there. So up to here. So 7 blocks for the corners of turbine casing. And then you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks high of structural glass. Again, we'll need to add ports and the like to get things in and out soon. But just for now, for clarity, I'm just going to build it like this. Once that is done, we then need to build the actual blades and the rotor. So we will start, I believe, in the middle. I think it's just a matter of adding the rotor and then adding the blade. Rotor, blade, and so on. And the rotor should go as high as the glass. So I've gone one above what is needed. And then just fill these up until, yes, as you can see, they get bigger. I'm not sure if that's an optical illusion or meant to be, I don't know. So you've got these blades here, quite impressive, quite scary looking things. And then what you need to do on top is add a rotational complex. This is quite possibly, and I'm guessing here, the thing that generates the power from the turning of this thing. We'll see. Maybe those who are experts on this sort of thing can comment. Please do let me know. It's got interest in this sort of thing. Next thing we need to do is pressure dispensers. Right, pressure dispensers, which are these things. We need to build a ring of those around the rotational complex. And yes, that will help with the pressure. I'm assuming it just vents it into the sky, and so yeah, avoids too much pressure and turbine room going boom. On top of here, the pressure dispensers and the rotational complex, we need a row of electromagnetic coils. Again, I'm assuming this is about capturing the electricity, the energy from the turbine turning around. And then what else do we need to do? We need to add some vents. That's it. So turbine vents on the edge here above the 3 pieces of glass on each side. Next step is to surround the electromagnetic coils with saturating condensers, which are, I believe, responsible for turning steam back into water, which is a really important aspect of this, because we can actually make this water renewable when the steam comes up here, and then we can pump it back in the reactor to cool water back into the reactor to be heated up again. So it shouldn't need much of a water supply. In fact, it should only need us to fill the water up once, and then it should continue to loop around between these two multi-blocks. We need another turbine casing in each corner, and we need to continue with the turbine vents on the sides. Final layer, we just surround everything with turbine casings like so, and fill vents on the inside like this. And there we have the magic red particles to indicate that the multi-block is a multi-block. There we go. You've now got an interface, statistics, all this geeky stuff. And yeah, it's all idle at the moment, as expected, because it's all off. Hopefully we have no mishaps, because I really don't want a radioactive wasteland in my base. Even if it is on the edge of it, it will still... I'm not sure what the radius is, but yeah, well, this should be fine. I mean, this is the thing that will go radioactive. There'll be a crater in the ground if it goes wrong, but hopefully it won't touch most of my buildings. Fingers crossed. Okay, next step is to add some ports. So for the fission reactor, we need to use fission reactor ports, which are these green things here. And for the turbine, we will be using a valve, a turbine valve as well. Both ports here. Green is an input, and I need to actually craft myself it's a mechanism. What is it called? It's a configurator. Do I have one? Nope. And I should be able to craft one quickly. There we go. A configurator, which just will charge itself because I have wireless charging, which is awesome, by the way. There we go. That's now charged. I need to... So this is an input. Green is input. How do I do this? Crouching. Okay, output waste, output coolant, input only. So fissile fuel will go in the top, and we will output the waste into a radioactive container. Hopefully one will be enough. Hopefully that will do. But if not, we can always craft more. So I'll pop that down there. Okay, we have all of the fissile fuel now in the pipe, it seems. And we have 8 buckets of fissile fuel in the reactor. And we have no radioactive waste yet, which we won't have them because this is not turned on. So that is the input and output to one side of here. Okay, I think most of the inputs and outputs are done. So just to summarize, the fissile fuel comes in from the fissile fuel factory over there into the reactor. As you can see, there are 8 buckets of fissile fuel already in the reactor. I've not added water yet. I will need to prime it with water first of all. And what else? So the output of waste, of nuclear waste, fissile, is it called nuclear waste or some sort of dodgy stuff? Anyway, dodgy stuff is actually really important for what I want to do. We'll output into there. The steam that is heated up and outputted from here will follow this pressurized tube into a turbine valve at the bottom here. It will spin these turbines around, and then when it becomes water at the top, it will then come back down this mechanical pipe here and be pumped back into the reactor. So the water will not need to be replaced once it's in the system. It will just cycle round and round and round. Finally, there is actually electricity or energy produced from the spinning of these turbines. That's effectively nuclear power for you, which I'm just outputting into this cube, which will just sit there for now. There's no real need to plug this into the system. We'll see how much power it produces, to be honest. It might be quite a decent amount. But for now, everything, infrastructure is in place. I just need to get some water into the reactor. Okay, we are good to go. The reactor is full of fissile fuel, is full of water, as you can see there. I can activate it. I'm not going to, because I want to show this to Lovejoy. And yeah, this it's just the air energy. I'm just charging this cube, but I mean, there's actually no use for that whatsoever. And the spent radioactive waste goes into here.
So don't lick this bit.
No. So yes, this is where I need to create polonium from this. Apparently, should we turn it on?
Yes.
All right then. Okay, scram button doesn't work. You'll be pleased to know. So not yet. Right, heat graph. It's 540R, whatever that is. 80 Fahrenheit at the moment. I'm guessing F is Fahrenheit. Ooh, that's loud.
This is temperature 379.02 Kelvin, so not very hot. Actually, no, that's very hot. Sorry, that's like 500 degrees C. Sorry,
okay,
like maybe
right.
600 odd. It's
I've
very hot. Why am I standing on it? This is also somehow I can interact with this, which I'm interested in.
Yeah, so Mekanism actually, yeah. Okay, so Mekanism is potato friendly for your laptop. That's good to know.
Apparently so.
So the
You're
temperature's steady.
running out
That's
of
good.
coolant.
It should. Why is it not?
Water is going down quite dramatically, I will say. This is what I was worried about. Is your have you
Turbine's not turbining.
Oh no, that was just my it was just lag. I was thinking it had done it.
Okay, idle.
Turbine is not spinning. Is the coolant meant to be coming on? Where's the coolant come from?
The coolant is supposed to be coming back from the turbine. Steam.
Well,
the steam is not outputting, that's why. Ah. I know. Oops.
You're out of coolant. Temperature is going up. Up. Dangerously high.
Alright. Calm down. Right.
I can press the scram button. I'm just gonna. I'm kind of intrigued what happens if we don't press it. Is it just gonna explode?
Why isn't the steam coming out?
Damage is... Oh, we're at over 50% damage. 60.
Damage?
70%.
Scram?
75. 80%. 85. 90.
Water. What if I put a bucket in there?
120%. It just goes up. Right.
Okay. I know. I've got one of those creative tanks. Creative fluids. This will do. Oop.
It's slowly starting to cool down. Yes, surround it in water. That's no. Oh, damage is still going up. It's very damaged. 222% damaged. Doesn't look very damaged. I'm not gonna lie. Your water's still not. It's not filling up.
Why is it not doing that? Okay.
Ow. Oh. Yep. There it is.
Oh dear. The trouble is, I can't go back and get my stuff because there'll be a bit of a radiation problem. Now there's a pickle.
I'm willing to investigate.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Go to the right section. I am a physicist after all.
Yeah. I need you to be brave.
Brave, so love joy.
Right.
He bravely ran away. Right. Okay. I'm circling around. Ah! Oh no. There are a ravine with a cow in it.
There are green particles everywhere.
That just means it's good for you.
I can see your body. Where's mine?
I took a wrong turn, so you were in the sort of the epicenter of it. I was off to the edge a little bit.
Where is my corpse?
There it is. Go to your right.
Oh yes.
Well, yeah, it's suddenly very green. Like I've got no particles, probably because I've turned particles off. But the actual vision is just green.
Does this taste like metal to you? Oh dear, my whole base is radioactive. Oh dear.
Oh no. Oh!
I knew this would happen. Oh well.
Oh, I think my crafting on a stick just broke.
Oh no. That's
I think
terrible.
I dropped it into the fire potentially. But wherever will I get another one? Unless I put it in on. No, I didn't. Right, I'm gonna need to craft a crafting on the stick.
It's turned my head into a chicken.
It's quite, you know, for a nuclear explosion. You'd have expected the crater to have been a bit greater, if you will.
A greater crater?
Yeah, a greater crater was to be expected.
Yeah, okay, that didn't go very well. Now, why did it not output? It wasn't outputting the steam for some reason, which meant it couldn't turn the turbines, which couldn't obviously produce water to go back into it.
Do you reckon if I drink milk, I'll be cured of radiation sickness?
It's worth a try.
Although, oh yeah, I am still getting damage. Right, here's a cow.
It's very slow death. What about inside? It's not a nice day we're having, villager. There's been a meltdown.
It's a nice day we're having.
How long does radioactivity last for? Do you know?
In the real world?
Yeah. What's the half-life of? Is it uranium? Is that what we're talking about here?
It can be a little while. I mean, aren't they still having issues in like Chernobyl and stuff?
Well, yeah. Was that 85? Was it 86? 85? 85, I think it was. And yeah, they're still building structures around it, aren't they?
Just wait it out.
Yeah, just chill. What about a swim?
Milk didn't work.
Yeah.
I've tried swimming. Death would probably work. Yeah.
Hopefully death is the end.
I mean, I'm not dying because I've got my backpack feeds me. So.
Yeah, same here. So I expect that it's like permanent pain.
Yeah. Do we just have to? Is this just our life now? We just.
Well, maybe.
Every now and then we just tick. What the hell kind of machine is this?
It's a punchy cow machine.
One prods and one just punches.
I think it's a butcher's delight because one's got the machete in it. I think it's a butcher's delight.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah.
It's a machete. What does the other one do? Just prod.
I think it places the cow on there and the other one chops it. So that's why you've got blood on the floor.
That makes sense. I'm thinking the safest way to do this would be to just do this. I've taken off my boots.
Yeah. Okay, your corpse is not radioactive, it looks like.
It's much better. I'm slightly less green.
Okay, right. Problem solved.
Of course, you do face a slightly unique problem. In that it was your base that irradiated it. Irradiated yourself.
Yeah, but that's all right. I've set my spawn at the witch village, so it means I can stop poisoning. All I've got to do is never go home. The problem solved. Let's have a look here. Dio Skybase, and here we are. Done. Annoyingly, I've got to reset all of my items. Flies. Bloody flies. So, well, I think that's safe to say that my nuclear experiment failed. I've got to come and show you my new look.
Very fancy.
Yeah.
I would say fashionable.
I think so. It means I can live now in my
this is
home.
what's required to live in your own base.
Yep, exactly. Right. Well, I'll try again once the fallout has fallen out. We'll try again. I will rebuild. Let's see if it is actually, this does actually work. It's a sunny day. I can't see any green particles.
That's because your corneas have been burnt out.
Oh yes, I can still see, yes, I can see green particles. Okay. Yeah, okay. So, okay, at least I'm not being poisoned. That's a positive. But yeah, there's a rather large crater. Right. Well, on that note, I'm going to sign off on this video for my viewers, and yeah, we will rebuild. Bye.